now at 6 o'clock, a home invasion in Manchester ends with the suspect found miles away elsewhere in Connecticut.
Republican lawmakers submitting their budget proposal, what it calls for, and what Governor Lamont had to say about it.
Also, one community working to take preventative action against car break-ins and thefts. We'll have those details right now at 6 o'clock.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for starting off your day here with us at Fox 61, America Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning. Yeah, we got more on those stories coming up in a minute, but we do want to start with the forecast here. Looking at some sun behind us on the Hartford City cam.
I thought it was pretty coming in. Yeah. I mean, just the hints as I was driving up.
You know, we did get the bursts yesterday.
We got
for like 2 hours here, an hour there.
It was a cornucopia, a potpourri, a kitchen sink of weather. We have more of that today as we look for a mixture of some sun, some clouds, some rain, lather, rinse, repeat. Not much has changed. It's still cool too. Temperatures are struggling, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. No, actually the week, and it's going to pay off in some nice stuff. Looking at the radar right now, we are quiet across the board. We had a couple of showers that were just kind of flirting through the western side of the state, but you can see where the low is. Clearly has not really moved much. As it gets a little closer, weakens a little bit, but we're not looking for much in the way of changes, especially with the numbers. Upper 30s to the upper 40s now. We're at 49 in New Haven, 42 though in Hartford, and 44 in Groton, New London, all the way up to more of the same, about where we topped out yesterday in the mid to upper 50s. Coming up, we'll talk about that light at the end of the tunnel and how it plays into the weekend. That's coming up. Lauren Zenzi, good morning to you at 6:01.
Good morning to you at 6:02, Matt. Good morning. Luckily, no crashes or incidents to get to out on the road. It is National Walk, Bike, or Roll to School Day. I'm going to be taking to Wethersfield for the morning commute for all the little bikers going to elementary school in Old Wethersfield. No crashes or incidents to report. We actually do have a closure over on 395. Not sure the exact town, but this purple on the right hand side of your screen just popping up, possibly for road work, but I am going to look into that a little bit further. In Waterbury, I-84 east and westbound, we do have some road work expected, lane closures between now and 6:30, getting ready to clear between exits 18 and 22. So just be mindful of that. Some road work over in Meriden on 691 as well. Glastonbury, Route 3, East Hartford, Route 2, some road work on both of those. And over in Windsor, things are looking good on 91 north and southbound. Taking a look at our Hartford drive times as of right now, smooth sailing in and out of the capital city. And let's end things off with our New Haven drive times, all looking good. And a beautiful shot out in Waterford on 95. We'll check in again on the roads coming up at 6:30. For now, Tim and Erica, back over to you.
Lauren, thanks so much. Well, Connecticut State Police said that a man stole a car in New Jersey just to come to Manchester to terrorize 2 people in a home invasion.
Now, Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is in Wyndham where that manhunt ended. Brooke, boy, there's a lot that happened here to get to.
Well, we've actually started and moved over to Manchester. That is where all of this unfolded and where it began yesterday. Now, this is a pretty complicated story. There's a lot to unfold here, but Connecticut State Police say they did eventually find that suspect after a manhunt in Wyndham. Now, we don't know at this time if he is dead or alive, but troopers say that this all began when 46-year-old Rai Shashak stole a car in New Jersey yesterday morning, then drove to a home in Manchester near Oakland Street and the Tolland Turnpike. Here, police say he took an occupant inside the home hostage. When the homeowner showed up, police say that she ran away to a neighbor's house with Shashak chasing her. She was able to call for help there. Troopers say the suspect and those 2 victims do know each other. During this time, Manchester residents in the area were told to stay inside their home, and Bowers Elementary School was put on a secure mode. Police say the suspect was considered armed and dangerous at the time. Police say that he ran away from that area and then turned up several hours later in Wyndham. That's 25 miles away from this original Manchester scene. Officers tell us that he was seen driving a stolen box truck on Wyndham Center Road. That truck was quickly found abandoned. Police say the suspect took off on foot. They tell us that he was found around 9 o'clock last night by troopers on Jerusalem Street in Wyndham. They were not able to tell us if he was found dead or alive. Neighbors in Manchester say this was a very scary afternoon for them.
Right near our backyard, it was kind of weird. Like, nothing like that has really happened here before, where there was like a guy running around with a firearm and people were like scared.
And police say again, of course, there is no sort of threat to the general public at this time. But as soon as we get any other information, we find out an update on that suspect's condition, we will get that out to you. Live in Manchester, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Wes. Brooke, thanks so much.
Thanks.
Well, a man accused of vandalizing the exterior of the state capitol building is expected in court today. Police arrested 36-year-old Kevin Blacker. They say last Friday he dressed up as a maintenance worker and painted wood and glass doors outside of the capitol with pink paint. Blacker is facing several charges, including breach of peace and also criminal mischief.
Well, police in Berlin said they're trying to get ahead of a rise in car break-ins in their town and elsewhere. The mayor and police chief said they're now putting special patrols out during the hours that the break-ins are happening the most often. But they said there's only so much the officers can do. Several towns like South Windsor, Wethersfield, Glastonbury, and Southington have reported a wave of car break-ins over the last few weeks. If you see people acting suspiciously around a vehicle, call the police and don't try to intervene. Well, today, one lawmaker will speak in support of a bill that would give some pre- and post-Broadway productions a tax break. State Rep Trenae McGee of West Haven is sponsoring the bill. The proposed bill would give a tax credit to accredited theater productions that perform at a qualified facility. And that would begin next year if the bill passes. McGee is scheduled to speak in support of it at 9:30 this morning at the Legislative Office Building in Hartford.
And also happening in Hartford, state officials and representatives of labor organizations are expected to announce a deal to reform the state municipal employees' retirement system. Now, that is expected at 10 o'clock this morning. It's happening at the state capitol. Now, among the people expected to be there includes the governor, the state comptroller, and also several lawmakers. And as the state budget negotiations continue, Republican lawmakers introducing their own proposal. The nearly $52 billion two-year budget adopts income tax cuts proposed by the governor. An increase in money for education, and it also gives a 2.5% funding boost for nonprofits. It creates a $2,000 per child tax deduction and calls to eliminate the sales tax on all of children's clothing. The proposal also calls for retroactively cutting income taxes from the beginning of this year. Under the governor's plan, it would not begin until next year.
We recognize the fact that we need a reset in this building, and we want to see better, more thoughtful tax relief.
Now we can compare notes. It makes the negotiations a lot easier. I guess I'm happy they sort of mirroring what we want to do on the income tax, maybe some issues on timing there.
I do like the no tax on children's clothing. Now, lawmakers have just over a month left to get a deal voted on and signed by the governor. Republicans say they are in contact with the governor, and all parties are confident that they will reach an agreement on what they hope is a balanced, bipartisan state budget.
Got an update this morning from Windsor. A new Amazon fulfillment center is open there. It's a state-of-the-art facility that held its grand opening yesterday afternoon. More than 2,000 people have been hired to work at the facility. Governor Ned Lamont was on hand for the opening. He said Amazon is taking technology to the next level to make sure everyone's packages get delivered on time.
Rid of your old stereotype of maybe what a warehouse is. It's robotics and it's IT and it's incredible.
Amazon currently employs more than 15,000 people in Connecticut.
Well, it's been nearly 2 years since a deadly house fire took the life of a firefighter, Ricardo Torres Jr., and severely injured Lieutenant Samad Rankin. Now, yesterday, Lieutenant Rankin's returned to work as a firefighter. He told us it was a good day, and he couldn't have done it without the support from his coworkers, family, and the fire department.
Coming back is something that I know that I wanted, and I'm sure Ricardo would want it the same thing.
To think that he's gone through a very, very difficult period over the last 2 years, but is coming back to work today, it's a big deal.
Lieutenant Rankins will now go through a recertification process since he's been out on leave for longer than 6 months. But congrats to him. Great to see.
Well, get ready for some fun and excitement in downtown Hartford this summer.
Yeah, today local lawmakers and Hartford Bonanza organizers are coming together to promote the capital city's Independence Day celebration. Now, this is a look at last year's Hartford Bonanza celebration. Now, today's promotion kicks off at 9:30 this morning at Bushnell Park. Hartford Bonanza is a free 2-day celebration that is set for July 1st and 2nd of this year. There will be food, artists, performances, sports, and of course fireworks. The Independence Day celebration will be broadcast and live streamed on CW20 and Fox 61 Plus.